By the way, I'm Tom Jackson, the president of Steel Encounters in Salt Lake City, Utah. I think that there's a common theme here of early coordination, communication, and teamwork that these guys have talked about. And Tom, that was an incredible video that you put together. Very well done. Good job. So I have an opportunity here to introduce you to Steel Encounters. It's an unusual name for a glazing contractor, but it's because we have two revenue divisions to our company. The first revenue division is our structural steel division, which primarily supplies structural steel joist and deck products, FOB job site, engineered, detailed, taken off, and we're taking the load off the general contractor through risk management. We have offices for our structural department in Salt Lake City, Utah, Jacksonville, Arkansas, Seattle, Washington, and Portland, Oregon. An unusual partnership within our company. The other division of the company is the architectural division, where we're primarily the exterior cladding and facade on commercial and high-rise office buildings, hospitals, other types of projects. Quite a variety of exterior products and interior custom products that we provide. A lot of people have asked, why don't you participate in the U.S. Glass Survey for size of companies? And we've done this consciously as a business decision, but our two divisions together, if that would count towards the revenue, we would be easily into the top 10 in the country of glazing contractors. Glazing alone, we would be in the top 15, if that gives you any kind of a clue for the size of our company. We have 260 employees. 70% of our company is owned through an ESOP, where our employees participate in the ownership and the benefits of ownership within the company. So the project I'm going to talk to you about today is the jumbo glass in the podium of this high-rise office tower in Salt Lake City, which just won Utah Construction and Design's Project of the Year. And this morning as I got up, I was thinking about teamwork and partnership, and I was just replaying in my mind what Mark Eaton said yesterday, and there were so many people here at this conference that participated in this job, and in the equipment and the planning and everything. Erdman, who we discovered at the BEC 2 years ago, was a big portion, or a big part of our success with the unitized curtain wall in our fabrication facility. And even going back to when we were ordering glass for the tower, Steph McDoley here was very instrumental in helping us understand Guardian's crystal gray. We were running a 3/8 exterior, 200,000 square feet of crystal gray on the exterior of this building. We had to get a custom order in on time. And then Colin Brosmer over here and his team with Conair engineered the most exciting custom curtain wall I've ever seen. There were high seismic drift issues with this building. And our project testing up early in front, everything sailed through first time. SOM Architects was so impressed with the curtain wall. And don't tell anybody, Colin, but we did do another 15-pound water test after the ultimate seismic drift and passed without any issue at all. You guys did a fantastic job. So I hope I didn't miss anybody in discussing this. But we're going to talk about the podium of this job. To understand the story of the podium glass, you need to understand a little bit about the structure of this building. It's very unusual. The top of the building has a hat truss in the penthouse. Why do we have a hat truss? Well, the floors of the building hang from the penthouse. So as this building was being constructed, there were temporary cable stays and braces going through the building. We actually glazed the first 17 floors of the project before the load was transferred to the hat truss. And when that happened, the lower floor of the building dropped nearly 4 inches by design. And our curtain wall was designed to accommodate that. What this allowed was a barrier-free, no-column present in the lobby. It also allowed a 45-foot cantilevered notch over the adjacent Utah Performing Arts building. Fascinating aerial boundary. If you've ever seen one of those on a project, our building hugs the roof of the building next door. This is a rendition of the interior of the lobby. These glass panes are 10 feet wide, 35 foot tall, supported by 2 foot deep glass fence. And something's out of order here, but this is a little rocket that we had made with the pin connection. What you're seeing here is the top of the 35 foot glass fin connected to a 7 foot deep glass rafter that goes back to the building. So at its static location, this would be the placement of that rafter and light glass on the top. But with this building hanging from the roof in a high seismic drift event, it's almost like a slinky. This building connection will travel 14 inches up and 14 inches down. And that was a definite design consideration for this project in doing this. This is a picture during the erection. It doesn't look like a 7 foot deep fin, does it? I would also like to point out here that there are no mechanical connections between the faceplates and the fins. It is only structural silicone. And this is another consideration I did not put into the back of my PowerPoint, but we used Dow Corning 983 two-part silicone and we applied it in the field, which is a very unusual thing to do. But we put a trailer on the site with a heater in it, and we put the two-part pump inside that trailer, and we ran the silicone in the cold weather, tooled it out, and it turned out absolutely beautiful. So thank you, Dow Corning, for your contribution. This is just another view. That fin does not look 7 feet deep to me, but it truly is. And here's an exterior view of the glass on the podium. And I'd also like to point out, since we're talking about partnerships, and I want to give a shout out to Ghana. This is the best networking event of the year. I look forward to this every year. And 3 years ago, right now, we had breakfast with Mike Panowitz, and we started talking about this project. My business partner, Derek Losey, and he were very excited because we were working on the design assist for this project. And lo and behold, with our partners at SOM and Eckersdale Callahan Engineers, this turned into a CDAC project. And all the mullions and the things that were in the lobby that obstructed the view disappeared and made a transparent lobby. So thank you for your contributions, Mike. We appreciate you coming up and reaching out to us. It was a great benefit. So equipment considerations for our project. First will be off-site receiving and storage. Second, transportation to the job site. Third, hoisting. Fourth, the remote control motorized counterweight that we use for the project. And number 5, the remote control motorized cups that we use. So off-site, we had about a dozen containers of oversized glass that we needed to receive and store for this project. It would have been very difficult for our fabrication facility to do this. So we started a search, we found a warehouse with overhead cranes, and we planned from entrance to the door, how do we back in an ocean-going container on a trailer, open top? How do we get it off? You can see that it's a very tight clearance with the overhead crane in our facility, but we pulled it off. This is a trailer we had made for the project. There are 2 pieces of glass in that crate, 10 feet wide by 35 feet tall. We planned the smoothest delivery route to the job site. Now this one's pretty easy. We've had some more difficult where we've transported, we had some 14 foot by 14 foot unitized glass motorized skylight that we did on a bridge over Main Street in Salt Lake City a few years ago. We had 16 panels. That type of planning, to do that work at night, to plan the route, to be able to get underneath the power lines, wide load, other considerations that you may need to consider if you're ever hauling transporting oversized product through a city. We also desired to use the tower crane to install our glass, which was 400 feet above the street. Another benefit of the tower crane is that it has a scale. We could tell, and you'll see in the video that we're going to show here in a minute, when the load was off the cups, so that we could release the cups and pull the cups away and not drop the glass. So it was to a neutral state with the crane. This was all part of our plan. Everything was weighed out, rehearsed, and discussed with our partners, Open Construction. Another unique consideration between the face of these glass bins, which, by the way, Northwestern Industry made 5,000 laminated glass bins for the Tower Protocol for us. We have a 5.5 foot offset from the face of those bins back to the face of glass, and then another 7 feet back to the building. So, how do we do that? Well, Guter will be speaking here in a minute, but another partner of ours on this project, Heavy Drive, helped us develop the equipment that we needed to reach back underneath the building while hanging from the tower crane 400 feet above the street. So one of the first considerations was the motorized counterweight. The second consideration was a bidirectional rotating fin cup. So in other words, we could pick up our glass fins, turn them vertical, turn them 90 degrees, float them into the building, set them in place. And the third, the rotating jumbo cup to set the big face plates. Now, these are the guys you really got to give a shout out to, our installers. I am so proud of these men and the teamwork that they showed. And we brought these guys in for a year before we started installing glass. We made a plan. How are we going to unload the glass? Where are we putting it? What kind of equipment do we need to store it? How are we transporting it to the site? Who's in charge of logistics? Who's in charge of getting permits to get the glass through the city? On and on and on and on. And we had a cool opportunity, which I'm not going to show here, but we had an opportunity to do a practice dry run in Palo Alto of 8 foot 6 inch by 32 foot 7 inch insulated glass in a house that CDAC was producing the glass for, and they turned us on to the customer. We figured, why not? Let's do a dry run. So we loaded up our cups, put them on a trailer, flew our guys out to Palo Alto for the weekend, and installed 2 jumbo insulated glass units in a residence. Turned around and shipped the guys back home. They had a great time, and it was a great practice run. Every day before they set glass, every unique set, they had a team meeting planning every step and a rehearsal of what we were going to do to install this glass and keep our guys safe. Pre-task planning. Here we're pulling out one of the face plates, 10 foot by 35 foot, rotating it to a vertical position, and then the motorized counterweight hanging from the tower crane above. And then I have a short video that we wanted to show you, a 2-minute video of the installation, and you're going to see, watch the teamwork among our guys. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. Thank you.
A skyline mark has risen to prominence in the heart of Salt Lake City. Built by the best, for the best, 111 Main is a first-in-class office tower, showcasing a beautiful lobby with unobstructed views through 35-foot-tall glass walls. As a design assist partner, Steel Encounter's skilled crew of glazers worked alongside the design team to execute the installation of such a grand system.
Like I said, let's just look twice, move once. It's all dust around us. Ready? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and suck it to it, huh? That's it. We need to order copper, Bob. Your weight's where you want it, Jim? Load up, Ghost Rider. Tyler, working out as we roll?
Working up, Eric. One baby move to the left. Inches.
I'm so close, bro. Let's try to get it a little better. Give it one little muscle. Hold that. Like it, my man? Push your hand. Gary, you gotta pull your way. Working down till we touch pad, baby.
Alright, working down easy.
Reaching this touchdown milestone had to first journey through years of planning, mock-ups, transport over high seas, threading the needle of logistics and schedule, customizing a counterweight system, and a dose of Steel Encounters pride. This local crew performed at world-class levels to create this marvelous gateway to downtown and change the skyline of Salt Lake City for generations to